So marketing is the lifeline of your business. Here's what I mean by this. Without marketing, your business will never grow. Without marketing, your business will actually die. The reason for that is marketing is responsible for bringing in new clients. When you think about referrals that you might be getting now, that's also a form of marketing. Somebody who likes you and trusts you lends their credibility to you by telling somebody else about you. That's a form of marketing. It is also the slowest way to grow and the most unpredictable way to grow because referrals are not static. You may get a few referrals one month and no referrals the next month. You don't control them. Here we're going to talk about marketing specifically and the things that work within the marketing system to make sure that you understand this as a CEO of your law firm so that you understand how to hire best marketing resources or outsource it to best marketing resources so that they deliver the leads that you need in order for your law firm to grow. So here are the fundamentals of marketing that you must know in order to hire better. First of all, in marketing, you have to go where there is demand and satisfy it. Marketing looks for prospects and lets prospects who look for your services find you. What we often see is that attorneys go and promote their services somewhere where there is no demand for lawyer services. For example, Instagram is not a great source of business for law firms because people don't look for lawyers on Instagram. People do not look for lawyers on TikTok. People do not look for lawyers on Facebook. Of course, there's an occasional post where people ask for recommendations, looking for this type of an attorney. They happen. Do they happen often? They do not. They're sporadic. Not a good way to spend your marketing and advertising dollars. You need to spend them where there is demand. Speaking of demand, there are two rules that you have to satisfy in marketing in order to get a lot more clients. What are those rules? Here's one. Beware and when your prospective clients are looking for you. Here's what I mean by this. When most people need a lawyer, because we hire lawyers on average, I heard that somewhere, there's a study, a typical consumer will hire lawyers 3 times in their lifetime. When people need a service provider that they do not often hire, they will go to Google and start looking for one. Majority of people will use Google to look for an attorney. This is what I meant by saying beware and when they're looking. So when they're using Google to look for you, you better show up, or your website better show up when they're searching. If it doesn't show up, they will certainly find an attorney. It just won't be you. The second golden rule of marketing is give them exactly what they want or need so that they will give you what you want or need. Here's what I mean by this. When people look for an attorney, there are 2 types of primary searches that they do. Search number 1, they're looking for an information related to the legal challenge that they're facing. Second type of information that they're looking for is they're looking directly for an attorney that will help them with their legal challenge. Your website must show up for both types of searches in your local market. Yes, in your local market, because Google is hyper-local for local service providers. So whenever somebody is looking for your service or information as related to the type of law that you practice, your website better come up. When it comes up, your website better give them all the information that they need in order to make a decision whether they want to give you what you need and want. So if you tell them that here's what I do, or here's what we do rather, you address that up front. So if somebody is looking for a personal injury attorney or criminal defense attorney, they get to your website or to a landing page on your website, and it says, we do blah, blah. We do personal injury law, or we do criminal defense, or whatever else. For them, that's the first check mark. You check off this checkbox. Next, you tell them what type of cases that you usually deal with within that practice area. That should hopefully check off another checkbox. Next, you tell them how good you are, how long you've been practicing for. Here are the marquee cases that I've handled. Another checkbox. Here are reviews that you could read on Google, Yelp, Facebook. Another checkbox, etc., etc. Here's how much we're charging for our services on average. Most attorneys are very shy talking about what it is that they charge. It's a mistake. Most attorneys are afraid to publish that information because they don't want their competition to know, which is a mistake. You really want your competitors to dictate how you do business, how you promote? People love transparency. People love transparent people. If you give them all the information that they want and need, they're more likely to convert on your website and pick up the phone and call your office or complete the contact us form and tell you that they are in fact interested in the services that you provide. So if you satisfy, or when you satisfy these two golden rules, next, you need a plan how you're going to attract them when they're looking for a lawyer. It is really important to have a written plan, a blueprint for growth. Here's where they are looking. Here's how we're going to attract them. Here's how we're going to convert them. High-performance marketing companies will help you develop that plan. In fact, they will take care of it. In fact, if you want our help to help you develop that blueprint, we'll develop it. Connect with us. Contact us form is there or there. I do not know where you're watching this, or down below if you're watching this on YouTube. And fill out the form and we'll get in touch with you and we will help you craft a growth blueprint that will show you exactly how to get more clients. Next, make sure that you allocate a proper budget. It's really important to have the right budget for marketing and advertising. Why? Because it takes money to make money. You need to advertise, you need to market in order to attract prospective clients. If you under budget, you're never going to be able to hit your sales goals. Speaking of which, you should have sales goals. Most law firms operate without sales goals, and most law firms operate without marketing budget. There's a connection between those two things. No sales goals, no need for marketing budget. No sales goals, no marketing budget, no growth, or very, very low growth. Dissatisfaction. I think I read studies somewhere that pointed that lawyers are, en masse, not incredibly happy people. But let me tell you, we have some clients that make millions of dollars. They're happier than the average. They do incredibly well, which allows them to have the lifestyle that they really want. Thus, it's very important to have the right budget. What is the right budget? I cannot tell you exactly, but I can tell you that on average, law firms allocate between 7 and 15% of future revenue to marketing and advertising budget. So if you're looking to add like another $1 million in revenue, be prepared to spend $70,000 to $150,000, give or take, to get that $1 million in revenue. Is it worth it? Heck yeah, it's worth it. Think about it. If you could put $100,000 in the bank and a year or two later take out $1 million, would you do it? In a heartbeat. So why wouldn't you do it here? Good question. It goes back to more than half of attorneys or law firms having no marketing budget. This goes to the fact that I think most lawyers do not have a very strong business acumen because it is not something that is taught in law schools. Yet for you to grow a substantial, profitable law firm that you can sell at some point whenever you decide to, it's really important to develop that business acumen. And this whole academy, all of these videos, all of these posts that we create, it's all about helping lawyers develop business acumen so that they can build a better business and in turn enjoy a better life. So keep watching. This is not it. There's more. So once you have a budget, for every one of your growth goals, make sure that you set areas for improvement. What are the key success factors and what are the areas for improvement? So for example, for marketing and sales, key success factors are the number of leads that you're getting and the close rate. So let's say today you're getting 100 leads a month and you're looking to grow threefold, so you'll need 300 leads a month. And your close rate is 20%, or 1 out of 5 leads converts into paying client, and you might want to bump it up to 1 out of 4, so a jump from 20% to 25%. That will help you grow tremendously, right? These are key success factors, and thus you're looking at them as areas for improvement. So going from 100 leads to 300 leads is the area for improvement, lead flow. Going from 20% close rate to 25% close rate is another area for improvement. The first one is in the marketing, the second one is in the sales. Have areas for improvement with key success factors for every single thing that you're working on to improve. By the way, if it sounds like a lot of things that are taking you outside of your comfort zone, terrific. They should be taking you outside of the comfort zone. You want to think like a CEO, not as a lawyer. You cannot do all of these things on your own. You need to have skillful employees and vendors that will help you along the way. Otherwise, your business is not going to grow. It's very rare that a solo attorney grows like a very large business on their own without having the right teams or teams in the right place, doing the right things at the right times without you telling them. Super important. Next, once you have the right team and focus on the right key success factors, demand accurate, verifiable, comparable, and timely reports. That's right. For everything that your team or teams are working on, make sure that at least once a month you're looking at reports and compare it to previous periods' data. Super important. I want you to have this mind shift, complete mind shift from being a lawyer to being a CEO. This is the way that you can make a lot of money, build a substantial business, and in the long term, build a legacy for yourself. Super important. You have all of those things, it's going to work incredibly well. Marketing is all of these things and so much more. So much more. Continue on learning. There will be additional resources about marketing, specific marketing tactics, specific advertising tactics here in the Academy. You keep on learning, your mind will continue on expand, and you will be able in time to create another successful law firm, just like a few of your competitors who you know have done over time. Thanks for watching. I'll see you here later.